Hey, John Cruz here with your cash and recap. Just got home from the St. Clair, Lake St. Clair up there in Michigan. Great place, ton of smallmouth. It's a really, really fun place to fish because it's got some pretty good largemouth fishing. You can run up the St. Clair River into Huron. You can fish in the St. Clair River. You can run down through the Detroit River, go into Erie, or you can fish right there in St. Clair. Lots and lots of water to fish. Love fishing tournaments there. You can kind of find whatever you like to do and go after it right there. But I had kind of had a tough practice. I never really got dialed into anything in practice. Had some largemouth areas I had some confidence in. Had a few smallmouth bites, but I never got into one area where I felt like I was really going to blast them. Just one here and one there. So the first day of the tournament, I had 15-11, which was just outside of the top 50. I was in, I think, 55th place, something like that. And I actually felt pretty good about being able to scramble that day out. I caught some fish on a spro frog and flipping a D-bomb up in some shallow stuff. Caught a limited largemouth doing that. Had a couple decent ones, but that I kind of felt like I was maxed out. So then I got back out, caught a couple decent smallmouth and called up to that bag. Then the second day, the wind laid down a little bit and we were able to kind of fish wherever you wanted to out in the middle of St. Clair. Got onto an area where I caught a 4-pounder in practice, started to dissect it with the old drop shot, and ended up catching almost 18 pounds. Started to figure out that area out there, which I really couldn't do during practice, and had my trusty casting rod that I like to drop shot with. It's the P8447. It's a medium heavy 7-foot rod. Has got the perfect balance for throwing a drop shot. Had a 5/16 ounce tungsten weight. And I had a Gamakatsu split shot drop shot hook. This is the Aaron Martin's one that has the coating on it. It's made of the tournament grade wire, so it is really, really slick. And I was taking a Missile Baits fuse and just wacky rigging it because I wasn't covering a lot of water. I was throwing it out there and just making short drags with it, then make another short drag or two, and then I would throw it to somewhere else. I felt like that water was real clear. And when I threw that bait and it was sinking down through the water column, I think those fish keyed in on it. And then you didn't have to work it real far. If there was one in that area, he was going to eat it. If he wasn't there, you didn't need to drag it, all the way back to the boat, and then you just make another cast. So that was kind of what I was doing. Had 12-pound Sunline SX1 braid on there. Man, when once your leader gets out of there, it is just like watching day glow. Man, you can visually see every bite. And you can also feel it through the casting rod, so that was key. And then I had 7-pound Sunline FC Sniper as my leader, and I like to have it long enough to where the knot gets down into my spool. I feel like it gives a lot of clear line, so the fish have no chance of seeing that yellow line, just in case if that was ever a problem. But that was the setup that I caught most of my fish. Ended up catching some fish on a prototype Spro crankbait that we're getting ready to release here before too long. It runs about 9 feet deep. Caught some fish on that. Caught some fish on a few other power baits, but this was the bread and butter for me. On that third day, I caught almost 21 pounds, and I think every wave fish I had was on this drop shot. So we locked ourselves in the Classic, finished 17th place. Getting ready to go up there in a couple weeks to the Angler of the Year deal on the Wisconsin up there in Green Bay, Sturgeon Bay. It's going to be fun. Might be chilly, might be nice weather, but the smallmouth are big and it's going to be fun. So I can't wait for it. Pretty much locked myself into the Classic, so I'm pumped about that. Now I got to go up there and see if I can grab a couple more places in the Angler of the Year standings and finish strong. I'm sure I'll have my trusty drop shot with me up there as well. So that's been your cash and recap.